Global levels of material consumption are continuously rising and depleting the Earth of natural resources, creating waste and chemical byproducts, and contributing to climate change and the rising global temperature. We overconsume while the global population continues to grow, and because of this, there is an urgent need to create sustainable practices and consumption strategies. Separating economic growth from heavy resource use is one of the greatest global challenges that we as humans face today. A shift from an anthropocentric development perspective to a more environmentally considerate and sustainable economic strategy is necessary to address looming global consumption levels. As our ecological footprint increases and our population growth is reaching carrying capacity, we need to address the source of our problems, which is our consumption behavior and our production habits. Sustainable Development Goal number 12 is important as it works to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns worldwide. According to the UN, this goal encompasses the promotion of resource and energy efficiency, the creation of sustainable infrastructure, as well as providing access to green jobs and increasing the quality of life for all. Goal 12's mission statement can be summarized as doing more and better with less, therefore promoting reuse, recycling, and reducing as the heart of its goal.
It's free. The people who work are volunteers, so there's no money exchanged. That's very important. And of course, the main objective is an environmental one. It's to, instead of throwing something away, you repair it. So not only is it less waste in the landfill, but less consumption of natural resources and energy and so on. But there's also a social and educational purpose, because you don't just come and drop your item and come back an hour later when it's fixed. You actually sit down and watch as the person repairs it, and they explain to you what they're doing, so that maybe next time if you get the same problem again, you'll be able to do it yourself.
Goal 12 also aims for the proper management of chemical resources throughout their life cycle in an environmentally sound manner by 2020 via agreed upon international frameworks that reduce the overall release to the environment. The goal also sets to substantially reduce waste generation through the promotion of reduction, recycling, and reuse by 2030. Encouraging companies to adopt sustainable practices and track sustainability in their cycle reports. The goal also sets to substantially reduce waste generation through the promotion of reduction, recycling, and reuse by 2030. Encouraging companies to adopt sustainable practices and track sustainability in their cycle reports.
By far, the biggest impact you can have is by not consuming in the first place. Not buying a new TV set if you can fix the old one. Not changing your phone when it's really still good just because your provider has this deal for $0. You know, that's where I think as individuals we can have the strongest impact, is really by reducing our consumption. It won't be enough. We need governments to legislate on things like planned obsolescence and so on. But at least individually we can play our part as well, and by reducing our consumption, including by repairing stuff, that's an important, much more important impact we can have than how much you recycle or how much you compost.
On an international level, one of the main factors pushing Goal 12 forward is the creation of national policies that adhere to promoting the development of sustainable consumption and production patterns. By 2017, almost all states members of the UN have become involved in at least one of the 3 Rio Conventions, and by 2018, 108 countries have developed national programs and policies regarding sustainable consumption and production. In addition, the creation of national policies promoting sustainable responsibility, 93% of the world's largest 250 companies are also now reporting on sustainable business practices.
This is our 3rd Repair Café. It's an initiative, a joint initiative between the Sustainable Development Office and Poly-Fab Repair, which is a fab lab that we have here on site, open to students but also to the general public.
A critical problem of SDG 12 is its vague scope and ambitiousness. That is the root problem for many of the difficulties facing it today. One of these difficulties is the global population size. By 2050, 68% of the world population is projected to live in cities, which will cause a rise in the consuming class. The rising population will mean significant challenges globally regarding water, energy, and food. Moreover, a technical limitation that faces the success of SDG, that is the lack of monitoring and reliable indicators, resulting in little measurable evidence of the effect of national implementation policies. On a policy level, SDG 12 also struggles with consensus, that is, only being bound by soft law for countries to implement and meet target goals. We might need to prioritize our targets on one instead of having many and not seeing significant improvements for what the metric is by 2030. Making sure countries have incentives to follow through on agreed upon treaties via collaboration is one way to mitigate this problem. The competing desire to continually consume, a byproduct of liberal economics that overwhelm the global economy with a push for a reorganization of consumption habits, poses another looming obstacle to the accomplishment of SDG 12.
Not buying it in the first place and fixing it instead of throwing it out.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.